things that we can consider as indicators. So one is technical and scientific publication. So just before I left the center, I was managing the Climate Change and Development Journal, and I noticed ang dami ng mga publications and scientific articles on climate change in the Philippines as compared to when I started with the center in 2012. Nung nagtitesis pa lang ako na walang data in the Philippines on my chosen topic. Bakit ganon? So, wow, it's really an indicator that we are progressing somehow. Second siguro is yung mga number of organizations. Third, yung conversation. So yung topic, nag-widen na rin from research. Ngayon, actions na yung pinag-uusapan natin. Tapos, ang dami na rin mga organizations hosting conversations. They're trying to provide a platform where everyone can really talk about ideas, interests, when everyone can start to worry about climate change. Ngayon, yung mga youth groups na rin, may faith-based organizations, mga church, they're taking an active role in climate change conversation and advocating for climate action. So parang, yeah, mukhang we are really in a better place we are in a better position than years before.
To this day, science-based claims, have been more impactful on me, as a professional, and I'm seeing that it's being appreciated by practitioners, by NGOs, and so if in the past, the science-based sector, we're on an ivory tower, tipong, we're highfalutin, we want to be published, etc. Today, you have more scientists, speaking the language of common people. We have come a long way, because before it was just a science, and then about 5 years after the science and so many COPs after, diba? Then nagkaroon ng storytelling, by using data. It's fascinating how the climate change discussion can actually find its way into so many thematic areas in development. And it's really fascinating how what used to be a distant discipline is now so integrated in social development.
But
it has become a life choice. It's become a life choice, not a consequence of life. You have people fresh out of college wanting to work in companies that have a green policy.
Ilan lang tayo sa center, di ba? Parang mabibilang mo lang sa daliri. Pero and yet, pag nakikita natin na yung success ng each event, yung pag nakakarating tayo sa dulo, nakakahinga tayo ng maluwag, tapos bigla natin naiisip na kinaya natin yun in just a short period of time or short notice, na pull off natin. Worth it lahat ng mga yung pagod natin, puyat. And then I think yun yung mga memorable moments sa akin sa set. No matter who is leading what, basta merong event tayo sa center or may important initiative or activity, all hands on deck. Yun yung nagustuhan ko talaga sa center, na each and every one of us is supporting each other.
I think with OML, he's such a wonderful connector. It's like in his mind, he can just connect the dots so quickly, because of his longevity and his experience, so he can transform such a complicated scientific research to his breakfast plate, and I think that's the difference today.
10 years from now, like parang anyone who would like to parang explore climate change, they would think about OML Center as, as a place where they can get more information. I think that's the vision, diba? To be the go-to. So I want that to happen. And probably, I think nasagot ko to in another interview. Pero it depends naman sa target ng OMLC. Pero it would be nice if actually even non-researchers actually know about OMLC and the work that you're doing. So I guess it's more of like expansion of, I don't know, probably your reach.
I think nandoon na tayo sa stage, yung center na unti-unti, indirectly contributing to it through science, through, informing policy with science and evidence. But I guess with partnership with civil society, communities, people's organizations, lahat sa baba, sana mas ma-deliver pa natin yung science in a way, although challenging siya, kasi how do you really translate science data into something palatable to communities? It's up until now, mahirap pa rin siya. Kahit sino pa yan, government, decision makers. So I guess the center would be, in terms of capacities, increasing their capacities and reducing their vulnerabilities. Sana mas tutukan yung communities.
I think my biggest hope for the Filipinos in the next 10 years is to fully embrace the complexity of climate change, and for everyone to have, everyone, as in every single human being, to have a proactive mindset in making personal commitments and in contributing to replicable climate solutions.
The younger generation have claimed a seat on the table with Greta. No, they claimed. I mean, it wasn't given to them; they claimed it. No, and today you would have more outspoken people, younger people, no, talking about what are we going to inherit, no, and what is our responsibility. They're not doing the blame game. No, they're not telling their parents, this is your fault. No, it's not which was what it was during early times. It was, the US, it's your fault. You need to fund us, diba? Because we're the victims. No? Today, the conversation has changed. It's one earth, no? And so there is now, there's an acknowledgement that we all have a role to play.
I believe that collaboration and co-production is not synonymous. I think collaboration is an essential part of co-production. You can do collaboration without essentially it being a co-production. So, but you need to collaborate so you can co-produce. So, yun, co-production to me is more all-encompassing.
It's not the work of one person. Obviously, this is a very big problem. Everybody is involved. I would think that the scientists that were involved from the very beginning, sila talaga yung foundation kung saan nanggagaling yung ginagawa ng center.
It actually requires some sort of an appreciation and understanding of the needs and the challenges faced by the end users and all the stakeholders involved. So it's not just a one-off collaboration thing. It's a process. And as you go through that process, you need to adapt every step of the way.
One of those challenges that I think remained formidable in the past 10 years, for me, I think it's the lack of aggressive climate actions from a critical mass needed to create a self-sustaining chain of reactions. Kasi may mga pasulput-sulput na mga aggressive actions. Pero hindi pwedeng pasulput-sulput lang. We need to form a critical mass towards a unified goal of making our climate and making our societies resilient to climate change. So yun. Tapos dapat yung mapo-form natin na mass, maging self-sustaining siya. Nagkikreate siya ng reactions from multiple actors and individual, families, organizations. So I think yun yung kulang pa. Nandun na yung momentum sa center. We have the partners, we have the support from the BOT, but climate change is so complex and the dynamics of the system is evolving. So I think kailangan ding mag-evolve ng center. It needs continuous assessment and evolution and be responsive to whatever issue or challenge that will be brought up by climate change. And yung sana mas maging ano pa siya, mas maging go center pa siya. Kasi ngayon hindi pa siya kilala, I think, as a knowledge to action climate center.
For the country as a whole, from being one of the most vulnerable to becoming one of the most resilient.
Maybe that as the journey of the center changes and it moves from one direction to another, saving lives will have a different facet. If in the first few years saving lives is just investing in science, the next step of the journey is translating the science. Maybe the next step is advocating with science. I don't know, no, but our North Star, the center's North Star, will always be saving lives. No, and I'm seeing that it is clearer now than it was before.
I truly believe that the OML Center is in a very unique position and has lots of potential to make a difference. As an organization, the center is backed up by a private entity like FPH, whose leaders are genuinely concerned and have a sincere desire for change and transformation. Well, which is showcased by their bold choices and action. So that's one of the things that I think the center, one of the things that sets the center apart. And then, of course, I think as I have come to know the center, the management and staff also have the passion about climate change that goes beyond their 8 to 5 jobs and are also willing to reach out to like-minded and not so like-minded organizations to collaborate to co-produce initiatives that will transform knowledge to action. I sincerely hope that the center will continue to tell the story of how the Filipinos are taking action and are adapting to climate change, and also at the same time demonstrating that such an organization can actually easily adapt to the changes and the challenges that lies ahead. I hope that the center will become a living proof that co-production actually works, and that it will be able to share a framework on how co-production paved the way in translating knowledge to action.